Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to ITHive.org's Saturday morning tech show, episode 60. And this episode I've dubbed for our kids. And I thought it appropriate, a couple of reasons, being yesterday was Black Friday and we got Cyber Monday coming up, and this whole push for consumerism and buying products. Well, something I wanted to talk about today, and it's something that's close and dear to my heart because I do have kids. And if you take a serious look at our economy and how governments and business and all that want us to spend and consume more products, if you really look into this issue, and I've seen this, sorry, I don't have a source for this, but I've seen it in more than one place. The world right now, we as human beings, as humanity collectively, we are consuming 60% more resources than the earth can replenish every year. Every year. So do the math on that, okay? So that means that eventually we're going to run out of a lot of stuff if we don't change. And I think a byproduct of this, which is going to hopefully happen naturally, is that there's going to be new economies that are going to develop. And I can see the only way out of this, okay, is that the things that we do are going to have to be more service driven, right? Because services don't consume Earth's resources, right? And what I'm getting at here, particularly with technology, but it applies to a lot of other sectors, is that service industries start to develop around the concept of reuse and repurpose the things that we've already consumed. And I posted this on my own personal Facebook page a few days ago, in the concept of Christmas, right? You know, you could give Mother Earth a nice Christmas present by repurposing something that you have already and give it to somebody, right? I think that is a very honorable position. You're not being cheap, right? You're just being more conscious, more aware of your actions and how they can play out on what we have, right? Now, it's not going to really affect me, right? But my kids and my kids' kids, if we don't change what we're doing, they're going to have a lot of problems, right? And I think it's time that we all start to be aware of that and start to incorporate a better, more responsible behavior in our day-to-day lives, right? Of course, I'm not a fan of Black Friday or Cyber Monday, right? I love technology, yes, right? But I'm always helping customers use that technology to its fullest extent, right? I don't sell a lot of hardware and software, a lot of hardware to my clients. Why is that? Well, because I don't, right? It happens, yes, and I don't mark up my stuff because there's really not a main part of my business. My business is really service, right? And it does involve sometimes we have to buy stuff, right? But not always. So it's a really important message, and I just wanted to get that out there. Coming upon Christmas season, and there's always that pressure to buy, right? And I think that we need to rethink this, right? And the economy, I'm sure, is going to naturally switch to a more service-based system. And I know for ITHive.org, I'm trying to work this into the business plan, but I would love to start up a division eventually that actually takes in electronics, refurbishes them, fixes them up, cleans them up, and gets them out to people again, right? Not sure how we're going to get that done. and I'm working on plans to get that going. But it's a huge endeavor, right? And maybe we can stop some electronics. Yes, a lot of electronics are recycled, right? But even the recycling of electronics is not necessarily environmentally friendly, right? And then when you get into the costs of doing that, the shortcuts and stuff that happens, and the things that still get thrown out, right? It's all still happens. So that's important to understand, right? What I'm talking about is reusing electronics. So bringing it in, cleaning it up, testing it, making sure it's good and solid, and getting it out to somebody to use again. The days of the 90s when you bought a computer and it lasted for a year, and you threw it out and bought another one. Well, that's really old thinking. If you buy a half decent computer today, it'll last you for a really long time, right? And I'm even considering my Dell, which is almost out of warranty. It's a nice machine. I think I'm just going to renew the on-site warranty with it for another 3 years, right? Might cost me a couple $100, but I can get it repurposed. If something happens to it, or the motherboard dies on it, or whatever, well, Dell will come fix it. Maybe that's the way we have to start thinking about our technology, as more of a long-term investment, not a short-term throwaway product. I think that mentality is really, really broken. Some will say that's really good for the economy, but it's not good for the planet. And when we run out of the planet, you're not going to go to Walmart and buy another one. It's not going to happen. So anyway, that's enough of my rant. Please be conscious and responsible with your purchasing this holiday season. And if you can, repurpose something and give it to somebody. And tell them, I did this. I thought you would like this, and I'm trying to be more conscious and more responsible to the planet, because we only have one, right? So anyway, an outstanding message in the whole hype of buy week, and hopefully some people will take this to heart and start to change stuff. Okay, that's enough for me today. And like always, if you're watching this after the recorded version, or you're watching it live, please feel free to always ask questions. Give me comments if you have any other thoughts of things you want to talk about, so let me know that too. And share this with your friends. And you know what? If you're not a customer of ITHive.org, check us out, right? Ask me questions, right? I can send you info and really get you to understand what we do as an organization. We're trying to lead the way in the way tech service is done. So we'd love to have you on board as a client and be part of that. Okay? So anyway, that's enough for me this Saturday. Enjoy your week, and we will see you next weekend at 10 o'clock Saturday morning, 10 Eastern, Saturday morning, and we'll see you then. Okay? Lots of love. Drive safe for the people in Ontario, because we're getting freezing rain today. Okay, bye.